All right, so we have two types of questions on this class opener. We have the compound inequality and we have absolute value inequality, and we're going to have to solve both of these on the test Friday, right? These are probably the most challenging types of questions that there are on Friday. So let's do the first one. I'm going to add 2, and what you do to the middle, you do to both outside sides. So you're going to add 2 right here and add 2 over here. Of course, the 2's cancel. My new compound inequality on the left part, the negative 10 plus 2, that's negative 8. Inequality comes down, 4x is in the middle. Inequality comes down, 10 plus 2 is 12. My final step is to divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. Now I really do have my final answer here. Negative 2 is less than x, which is less than 3. And this is your compound inequality answer. Do you have to graph it on the test? Well, if I put a little number line for you right there, you have to graph it. Okay, so let's do a quick sketch. Well, you guys do a quick sketch of a number line. Is it going to be an open dot or a closed dot at negative 2? Open dot. Okay, so we put an open dot and also open dot at 3. Now, what do we know about these areas? Since the inequality is written together as a compound inequality, what do we know about the areas? They're going to be together, right? So you could just connect them. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Sorry. Technical difficulties. You could just connect them and you're good. You could think it through and say, okay, what does this say? This says x is less than 3. Here's 3 lessons to the left. Reading it backwards from x this way, it says x is greater than negative 2, greater than this way. That's why they're connected. But if you know that their compound inequality is written together, then you know the areas are going to be together. And you only have to graph it if I actually put a number line on the question on the test. So let's get this out of the way, and let's do the other one. Whoops. Let's solve the other one first. So the other one, obviously, you're going to have a positive and negative situation. And for the positive situation, you must write it exactly the way it is without the absolute values. And for the negative situation, you have to do the same exact thing, but you have to flip the inequality symbol and change the sign of the right side, right? So same thing, but again, the only difference is that we flipped the inequality symbol, the greater than became less than, and the 5 became a negative 5. So that's how to set up your negative situation. Now we need to solve for both, so let's do that. We're going to solve the left one, the positive situation first, plus 10, plus 10. We will end up with 5x is greater than 15. Final step would be to divide by 5, divide by 5. X is greater than 3. So that's one inequality. The other one, again, let's solve by adding 10, adding 10. We will end up with 5x is less than 5 because negative 5 plus 10 is positive 5. Final step would be to divide by 5, which means that your answer is x is less than 1. Okay? So right here, we actually do need to graph. Okay, we do need to graph. Let me move this out of the way. Why do we need a graph? Because we don't know if we should put both of these answers on our answer spot, right, on the test. If we graph them and they're both together, then you write it as a compound inequality that's written together. If they're apart, then you could keep them separate with the word or. So let's do it. If I want to graph x is greater than 3, you go to 3, put an open dot at 3, greater than is to the right. If you graph the other one, x is less than 1, open dot at 1, less than is to the left. And since the areas are apart, this is my answer, but I must put the word or between it. So both of those go on the answer column, but you need the word or between it. Make sense? Now, what if they would have been together? Then you'd have to write it as a compound inequality written together with the x in the middle, the smaller number on the left side, the bigger number on the right side. And I hope we already know how to do that. Anyways, this was an opener just to refresh your memory on solving compound inequalities and also solving absolute value inequalities.